आप इस बिल पर बोलना चाहते हैं एज पर नियम?
किस विषय पे?
बैंकर्स
देखो, जिस विषय के लिए मैं सुबह से इस सदन में बैठकर आपके नोटिस को लाया
के अनुसार माननीय
सदन में आकर देना चाहिए। चंदा चोरी का
प्लेज यहाँ पर मोहम्मद नदीमुल हक, श्रीमान मोहम्मद नदीमुल हक, श्रीमती मोहम्मद नदीमुल हक, प्लीज बिल पर बोले, बिल पर बोले।
सर शुक्रिया सर, बैंकर्स बुक एविडेंस बिल पर आपने मुझे मौका दिया बोलने का सर, लेकिन आपको जानना चाहिए कि कल एक बहुत भयानक घटना हुई है।
इस पर बोला नहीं चाहिए,
टाइम की
इस पर बिल पर बोले तो रिकॉर्ड पे जाएगा। Honorable members, I would request those members who will be participating in the discussion to confine themselves to the general principle of the bill and either in support or against of the provisions. Further irrelevant points and repetition of arguments should be avoided. These guidelines are provided in the Rule 110, 124 and 240 of the Rules of Procedure. Anything said in violation of the rules shall not form part of the record. नदीमुल हक जी, आप बिल पर नहीं बोल रहा था।
बिल पर बोले दिए सर,
माननीय श्री अरुण सिंह, माननीय श्री अरुण सिंह, सर बैंकिंग सिस्टम जो विकास का पहिया है, बैंकिंग सिस्टम पे जो बिल पे चर्चा हो रही है तो विपक्ष हंगामा कर रहा है, जबकि यह बिल जो ले आया गया है बैंकर्स बुक्स एंड एविडेंस बिल, अगर इसको पूरी तरीके से देखेंगे तो जो मोदी सरकार में रिफॉर्म एक्सप्रेस आगे चल रही है उसी कदम में यह एक पहल है। सर दूसरी बात सर, अंग्रेजों के समय जमाने के 135 साल पुराने 1891 के कानून को बदला जा रहा है और मुझको लगता है कि विपक्ष के पार्टियों को इसलिए दर्द है कि अंग्रेज के समय के कानून क्यों बदला जा रहा है, इसलिए यह शोर कर रहे हैं, हंगामा कर रहे हैं और डिस्कशन कर रहे हैं और किसी भी सकारात्मक जो चर्चा होती है उसमें भाग नहीं लेते सर। अभी तक देखेंगे तो प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में 1557 कानूनों को समाप्त किया गया और उसी के साथ साथ 40,000 कंप्लायंसेज को समाप्त करने का काम यह मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में हुआ है सर। यह उल्लेखनीय और ऐतिहासिक कदम हुआ है। उसी में से यह भी एक कानून है सर, उस कानून को समाप्त करके जो नया कानून आ रहा है उसके माध्यम से बैंकिंग सिस्टम जो अर्थव्यवस्था की रीढ़ है, विकास का इंजन है, वह तेज गति से आगे चलेगा सर। मैं इतना जरूर कहना चाहूंगा कि प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में जो सुधार हुआ है और बैंकिंग सेक्टर में जो सुधार हुआ है, मैं कह सकता हूं कि देश के इतिहास में क्रांतिकारी बदलाव आया है और उसका रिजल्ट देश की जनता के सामने लोग देख भी रहे हैं सर। पहले एक समय था जब खाता बही होता था और हाथ से रिकॉर्ड लिखते थे सर, आज बहुत तेज से डिजिटाइजेशन हो रहा है सर। सीबीएस का शुरू होना, आरटीजीएस, एनईएफटी, इंटरनेट बैंकिंग, मोबाइल बैंकिंग, जिसकी कोई कल्पना नहीं कर सकता, एक से एक नए इंस्ट्रूमेंट जुड़ रहे हैं सर। और उस परिप्रेक्ष्य में आज का कानून ले आना बहुत जरूरी है, जिससे कि आगे चल करके जो एविडेंस है वो डिजिटल फॉर्म में हो, कंप्यूटराइज फॉर्म में हो, इंटरनेट फॉर्म में हो, उनको भी उसको स्वीकारा जाए एविडेंस के रूप में सर। जब मैं बैंकिंग सेक्टर की बात करता हूं सर, तो इतना जरूर कहूंगा सर कि सर 5 मिनट, हाँ 5 मिनट, इतना जरूर मैं कहूंगा सर कि मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में बैंकों पे कंसोलिडेशन हुआ, 27 की जगह 12 पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक हुए और उसका नतीजा यह हुआ सर कि आज जो बैंकों का टोटल बिजनेस है 283 लाख करोड़ रुपए हुआ है, जो एक समय यूपीए के समय केवल 100 लाख करोड़ रुपए से कम होता था सर। एक समय बैंक लॉस में होते थे, आज बैंकों का प्रॉफिट 1 लाख करोड़ रुपए से ऊपर बैंकों का प्रॉफिट हो चुका है सर। एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर में जो बैंक लोन देते सर, वह लोन भी एक समय यूपीए का था, केवल उस समय 7 लाख करोड़ रुपए होता था। आज केवल एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर में 7 लाख करोड़ रुपए से बढ़ करके 32 लाख करोड़ रुपए किसानों को लोन दिया जा रहा है, मतलब 5 गुना वृद्धि। सर एनपीए के में कमी आई है। जो एक समय कांग्रेस की कार्य पद्धति होती थी फोन बैंकिंग, प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में आईबीसी कानून आया, उसके माध्यम से लोग में डर की भावना हुई कि लोन हमको वापस करना है, नहीं तो हमारा एसेट चला जाएगा। 1,98,000 करोड़ रुपए आज बैंकों का प्रॉफिट है सर, और वही बैंक आज के दिन में डिविडेंड दे रहे सर। फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन के लिए भी अगर देखेंगे सर, तो कुल मिलाकर के 58 करोड़ बैंक अकाउंट खुले हैं। या प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी ने लाल किला के प्राचीर से बोला कि सभी का बैंक अकाउंट होना चाहिए, कोई भी ऐसा व्यक्ति न हो जिसका बैंक अकाउंट न हो। और देखते देखते वही बैंक के कर्मचारी 58 करोड़ बैंक अकाउंट खोले और सबका बैंक अकाउंट है, और 62 करोड़ लोगों के पास रुपी कार्ड भी है सर। यह होता है फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन सर। और उसी प्रकार से यूपीआई को देखे सर, उसने तो क्रांति पूरे देश भर में ले आई। देश नहीं, मैं कहूं तो यह क्रांति पूरा विश्व भर में ले आई सर। यूपीआई के माध्यम से अगर देखे सर, 3,14,000 करोड़ रुपए एक साल में ट्रांजैक्शन हुआ है, इतने रुपए का ट्रांजैक्शन। और स्थिति यह है कि आज यूपीआई प्लेटफॉर्म केवल भारत का ही नहीं, विश्व का सबसे बड़ा प्लेटफॉर्म बना है, तो यूपीआई बन गई सर। सर इस बिल के माध्यम से यह कहा गया है कि चाहे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक फॉर्म में हो, चाहे डिजिटल फॉर्म में हो, चाहे वर्चुअल फॉर्म में डाटा हो, क्लाउड बेस्ड फॉर्म में हो, वो सभी को एविडेंस के रूप में रिकॉर्ड किया जाएगा। उसी के साथ साथ 1 मिनट में सर, यह इस बिल के माध्यम से जहां हमने जब बैंकों को बैंक बुक को डिफाइन किया, उसी तरीके से सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के पास अधिकार है कि वह बैंकिंग और उससे एलाइड जो अन्य संस्थाएं उनको भी डिफाइन कर सकता है कि यह भी बैंकिंग के जैसा इनके साथ भी बर्ताव होगा। और उसी के साथ साथ सर जो कानूनी प्रक्रिया है, उस कानूनी प्रक्रिया में भी पहले जो कोर्ट थे, सुप्रीम कोर्ट, हाई कोर्ट, अलग अलग जजमेंट देते थे, इसमें इस बिल के माध्यम से इसका भी सुधारा गया है सर। इस प्रकार से एडमिशन भी जो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक फॉर्म में होगा उसको बाध्य माना जाएगा, चाहे साइबर क्राइम हो चाहे अन्य क्राइम। मैं पुनः आदरणीय वित्त मंत्री जी का हृदय से धन्यवाद देता हूं। यह बहुत ही क्रांतिकारी सुधार लिया गया है। मैं कह सकता हूं कि विकसित भारत के संकल्प में यह एक बहुत बड़ा मील का पत्थर साबित होगा। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, इसका समर्थन करता हूं।
श्रीमती राजाथी जी प्लीज।
வணக்கம் சார். இந்த வங்கிகள் குறித்த பில்லில் புதிதாக பேசுவதற்கு ஒன்றும் இல்லை. முதல்ல பேப்பர்ல இருந்த விஷயங்கள் இன்றைக்கு இன்ஃபர்மேஷன்ஸ் அத்தனையும் டிஜிட்டலைஸ் பண்ணப்பட்டிருக்கிறது. இன்றைக்கு நம்முடைய ஃபைனான்ஸ் மினிஸ்டர் அவர்கள் நம் முன்பாக வந்து இந்த விவாதங்களுக்கு பதில் சொல்வதற்காக அமர்ந்திருக்கிறார்கள், மகிழ்ச்சி. அதே போன்று நம்முடைய உள்துறை விவகாரங்களில் மாணவர்கள் போராட்டம், மாணவர்கள் மீதான கடுமையான தாக்குதல் பற்றி பேசுவதற்கு ஏன் நம்முடைய உள்துறை அமைச்சர் வர மறுக்கிறார்?
You are not interested in speaking on the bill. That will not go on the record. You speak on the bill, only that will go on the record. No, it will not go on. Shri Manas Ranjan Mangraj. Shri Manas Ranjan Mangraj, please.
Honorable Deputy Chairman, sir, I rise to speak on the Bankers Books Evidence Bill 2026. At the outset, I support the objective of this bill. As banking has become increasingly digital, our legal framework must also be updated. Today, banking records are maintained electronically, and the law should recognize this change. Sir, however, I would like to make a few suggestions. First, data security and privacy must be given the highest priority. Banking records contain sensitive personal and financial information. The government must ensure strong safeguards to prevent misuse, unauthorized access, and cyber threats. Second, the authenticity of electronic records is very important. Courts must have confidence that digital records are genuine and have not been altered. Proper standards for certification, storage, and audit trails should be put in place. Third, capacity building is essential. judges, investigative agencies, bank officials, and enforcement personnel should receive adequate training to handle electronic evidence effectively. Sir, we must also remember that not every part of the country has fully adopted digital banking. Many people in rural and remote areas still depend on traditional banking systems. The implementation of this law should not create difficulties for them for smaller financial institutions. This bill should strengthen public confidence in the banking system while ensuring transparency, security and fairness. With those observations, I support this bill. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Manas Ranjan ji. Manisri S. Niranjan Reddy.
Thank you, sir. So my party and I rise to support the bill. The bill seeks to update an old existing law, tries to make it technology neutral. So we understand the reason for this bill being made, but there's one concern I wanted the Honorable Finance Minister to consider. Providing for a statutory form is very salutary because now there will be one standardized form, sir. But the statutory form requires the officer giving this particular certification to indicate about and certify about the integrity, and in a cloud and in the computer mechanism that is operating, it may be difficult for one bank officer to certify the integrity. The bill thankfully has a provision where central government under clause 14 can issue an order to obviate the difficulties, sir. Otherwise, a bill intended to protect the banker and not to disturb them from their regular actions can tomorrow become a problem area. I'm just bringing this to the notice of the Honorable Finance Minister. Sir, second, now this is a slightly larger issue, not just in relation to the bill. I fully understand, sir, why the bill in clause 4 says that this may be applicable to any class of persons operating in the financial sector. So it will be impossible to categorize today because technology is moving so fast that we could have new classes coming up tomorrow. I understand the reason for having this dynamic approach. So this is an area where we as parliamentarians have to now start thinking more seriously. Sir, we will not be able to come back to the parliament each time for making a new law the moment there's a change in technology or an application. So we may have to entrust this responsibility on delegated legislation. But then this creates a problem that if this is going to be excessive delegation, what is going to be the parliamentary supervision? Sir, our standing committees, our subordinate legislation committee are all conceived back in the day when there was no necessity of doing this. Sir, I call upon the chair of this house and maybe the Lok Sabha, sir, we may have to come up with some scheme where we'll have to give flexibility to the government to have this delegation. Sir, just 1 minute, it's a very important issue. Sir, this is not about this bill, it's going to come in many matters. And since many people have walked out, give me...
Please take your time.
Yes,
yes,
sir.
please.
Sir, we may have to come up with a mechanism where we may have to give flexibility and elbow room to the government to ensure that they make these changes very quickly. Otherwise, what happens, sir, is we will not be competitive as a country, we will fall behind. But when we have to do this, we will not be able to come back to Parliament to make a law each time. Delegation is necessary. But what is the parliamentary supervision? Sir, the House may have to come up with some mechanism for ensuring that a committee on subordinate legislation works better. Sir, last point, I compliment the government that they have defined just cause, because this is an improvement on the old act, and this is contrary to what I was saying, sir, that this is what the bill needs to provide, because just cause is defined, the courts will not be able to use it at their whim. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Dr. M. Thambi Duraiji.
Time I have to, what are the time I have?
1 minute, sir.
Huh?
1 minute.
Sir, Honorable Deputy Chairman, sir, 1 minute.
Sir, you are enough capable to tell.
I right to speak on the Bankers Books Evidence Bill 2026 on behalf of my party, ADMK party, and my leader, Edapadi Palaniswamy. I appreciate the Honorable Finance Minister as taking all the efforts to fulfill the Prime Minister's vision to modernize the everything. That is what I am appreciating her. So at the outset, I would like to appreciate God for this. Sir, the bill rightly explained this. Actually, the existing bill is Evidence Act was enacted in 1891. That is the act actually there. Now the government has come forward
Now, bringing out the new rules, whatever the colonial rules are there, the objective of the government is to bring the new rules. I appreciate that. At the same time, the bill rightly expands the meaning of banker's book to cover not only physical records, but also electronic, digital, virtual, vote. And at the same, finally, sir, don't want much time. The cyber fraud, identity theft, unauthorized transaction, and manipulations of the digital records emerging challenges. Therefore, I urge the government to continuously strengthen the cyber security framework associated with the records. I also welcome and appreciate the Honorable Minister bringing this, I support this bill, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Thambidurai ji. माननीय श्री राजेंद्र हीरालाल जैन।
माननीय सभापति महोदय, मैं इस बिल के समर्थन में राष्ट्रवादी कांग्रेस पार्टी की तरफ से उपस्थित हुआ हूं। कानून तभी जिंदा रहता है जब वो समय के अनुसार अपने को बदलता है। 1881 का कानून 2026 के डिजिटल भारत बैंकिंग व्यवस्था के साथ न्याय नहीं कर सकता, इसलिए आदरणीय वित्त मंत्री महोदय और हमारी सरकार ने इस कानून को लाया है। जिस समय कानून बना था उस समय न कंप्यूटर थे, न इंटरनेट थे, न मोबाइल बैंकिंग थी, न डिजिटल हस्ताक्षर थे। आज स्थिति बिल्कुल बदल चुकी है। भारत दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी रियल टाइम डिजिटल भुगतान प्रणाली यूपीआई का संचालन कर रही है। सरकार के आधिकारिक आंकड़ों के अनुसार वित्त 2024-25 में 221.67 बिलियन से अधिक रिटेल डिजिटल भुगतान लेन देन यूपीआई की हिस्सेदारी 81% रही। ये हमारे देश के लिए गौरव की बात और एक उन्नति की बात है। आज इस विधेयक के माध्यम से जो न्यायालयिक परिस्थितियां हैं, न्यायालय बार बार बैंक के अधिकारियों को न बुला सकेगा, इससे न्यायिक प्रक्रिया अधिक सुव्यवस्थित होगी और बैंक के कर्मचारियों का और ग्राहक का भी समय बचेगा। और जब समय बचेगा तो हमारे देश की जो प्रमुख योजनाएं हैं, जैसे मुद्रा लोन हो, पीएम एम्प्लॉइज गारंटी हो, एआईएफ एग्रीकल्चर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की जो स्कीमें हैं, उन स्कीमों को ज्यादा समय मिलेगा और हम देश की उन्नति प्रगति में भाग ले सकेंगे। माननीय वित्त मंत्री महोदय, इस विधेयक के माध्यम से मैं एक बात को और ध्यान दिलाना चाहता हूं कि आज के समय में हम ग्रामीण क्षेत्र में जो सहकारी बैंक चलाते हैं, वो सहकारी बैंकों के माध्यम से सबसे ज्यादा शासकीय स्कीम, किसानों को लोन और शासकीय स्कीम के माध्यम से हम भी हमारी जो सहकारी बैंक है ग्रामीण क्षेत्र की, उनका भी हम आधुनिकीकरण कर रहे हैं। लेकिन सरकार की तरफ से आप अगर उनको व्यवस्था देंगे तो साहब आधा मिनट जरूर आज दे सकते आप, जरूर हमारी बैंकें मजबूत होगी। और बैंक, यह विधेयक केवल बैंक का रिकॉर्ड का कानून नहीं, ये डिजिटल भारत, पारदर्शी न्याय व्यवस्था और आधुनिक वित्तीय तंत्र का कानून है। मैं सरकार को इस समयानुकूल पहल के लिए बधाई देता हूं और पूरे विश्वास के साथ इस विधेयक को समर्थन करते हुए सदन में इसे पारित करने का आग्रह करता हूं। धन्यवाद।
माननीय श्री भाष्यम रामाकृष्णा जी।
Deputy Chairman, sir, I rise to support the Bankers Books Evidence Bill 2026. Sir, this bill replaces a 135-year-old colonial law with a modern legal framework that recognizes physical, electronic, digital, virtual, and cloud-based banking records. It also provides a clear mechanism for certification of electronic records and clearly defines the circumstances under which banks may be required to produce records before courts. These are timely reforms in an era where India's banking system has become predominantly digital. కాలానుగుణంగా చట్టాలు మారాలి, కానీ ప్రజల విశ్వాసం కూడా అంతే బలంగా నిలవాలి. As we digitize banking, we must also strengthen cyber security, data privacy, and the protection of customers' financial information. Technology should make banking easier, but it should never make citizens more vulnerable to cyber frauds. Sir, ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ దృష్టికోణంలో ఒక విషయం ప్రత్యేకంగా ప్రస్తావిస్తున్నాను. మా ముఖ్యమంత్రి నారా చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు గారి ఆధ్వర్యంలో ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్లో రైతులు, మహిళా స్వయం సహాయక సంఘాలు, మత్స్యకారులు, చిన్న వ్యాపారులు, యువ పారిశ్రామికవేత్తలు పెద్ద ఎత్తున డిజిటల్ బ్యాంకింగ్ సేవలను వినియోగిస్తున్నారు. విశాఖపట్నాన్ని ఫిన్టెక్ హబ్గా అభివృద్ధి చేయడానికి రాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వం కూడా చర్యలు తీసుకుంటుంది. ఈ నేపథ్యంలో డిజిటల్ లావాదేవీల భద్రత, ప్రజల వ్యక్తిగత ఆర్థిక సమాచార రక్షణ, సైబర్ మోసాల నివారణకు మరింత బలమైన వ్యవస్థను కేంద్ర ప్రభుత్వం ఏర్పాటు చేయాలి. అలాగే డిజిటల్ బ్యాంకింగ్ మోసాలకు గురైన సాధారణ ప్రజలకు త్వరితగతిన న్యాయం అందేలా ఫిర్యాదుల పరిష్కారానికి కాల పరిమితితో కూడిన వ్యవస్థను ఏర్పాటు చేయాలని ప్రభుత్వాన్ని కోరుతున్నాను. గ్రామీణ ప్రాంతాల్లో డిజిటల్ ఆర్థిక అక్షరాస్యత కూడా అత్యంత అవసరం.
Conclude.
On behalf of Telugudesam Party, I extend my wholehearted support to the bill, sir. Thank you, sir.
Mani Shri Sanjay Singh, not present. Mani Shri Ravichandra Vaddi Raju.
Thank you, sir. This Bankers Book Evidence Bill 2026. Sir, today I am going to speak about bill, sir. I am supporting this bill. Banking has changed a lot in recent years. Today, most banking work is done through computers and digital systems, sir. Bank keep important information in electronic form, such as bank statements, transaction details, and others, sir. This Banker Book Evidence Bill 2026 aims to update the old law related to bank records, sir. The old laws was made in 1891 when banking was mainly based on paper records. This bill is designed to recognize modern electronic bank records in legal proceedings, sir. Sir, this is important because digital records are now normal part of our daily banking. If a bank record is needed in a court case, sir, electronic records can help provide information quickly and easily, sir. So this bill can also reduce paperwork and save time. It can make the legal process more convenient and suitable for today's digital banking system, sir. However, digital records must be kept safe, and banks should protect customer information from hacking, fraud, and other unauthorized access, sir. The accuracy and security of these records are very important, sir. In conclusion, this Bankers Book Evidence Bill 2026 is an important step towards modernizing our banking and legal systems. It helps our laws keep pace with new technology, sir. Modern banking needs modern laws and strong security and public trust, sir. We are supporting this bill, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Vaddi Raju ji, Shri Vaddi Raju ji. Mani Dr. V. Shivadasan, not present. Mani Shri L.K. Sudhesh.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Chairman. On behalf of Desiya Murpogu Dravida Kalagam, I rise to speak on the Bankers Book Evidence Bill 2026. Sir, the original Bankers Book Evidence Act was 1891. At the time, banking was largely paper-based. Today, in 2026, banking has transformed. We have UPI, IPMS, NEFT, RTGS, mobile banking, internet banking, and core banking solution. Crore of transaction happen digitally every day. But there is a lot of fraud happening every day. That should be controlled, taken action. Therefore, I support the consideration and passing the Bankers Book Evidence Bill 2026. I hope this will bring greater efficiency, transferability, and speed in our legal and financial system. Thank you, sir. Sir, that in Tamil Nadu there is a issue, Kaveri and
No, sir,
Tamil
it
Nadu.
will not go on the record. We are not discussing this issue. You know the rules, Sudhesh ji. Thank you. Srimati Mamta Thakur, not present. Mani Dr. M. Dhanpal, Honorable Dr. M. Dhanpal.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I support the Bankers Books Evidence Bill 2026 on behalf of all the Andhra Muneta Kraham and my beloved leader, former Chief Minister Edapadi K. Padichami. Sir, I welcome the provisions ensuring admissibility of electronic records and safeguards against unauthorized alteration, tampering, and cyber threats. I give some suggestions for this bill, sir. 1. Customer privacy should be protected through appropriate redaction and restricted access to unrelated financial information. Second, standard electronic formats should be developed for producing banking records before courts. Third, sir, the government may provide greater clarity regarding fintech and other financial sector entities that may be brought under the Act. Sir, these suggestions would make the legislation more secure, consistent and future ready. I support the bill and urge the Honourable Minister to consider the 3 constructive suggestions, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Manya Dr. Jyoti Nagnath Bagmare.
Honorable Deputy Chairman, sir, thank you for giving me this opportunity to express my views on Bankers' Books Evidence Bill 2026. On behalf of my party Shiv Sena, sir, I rise here today to support the bill. So today the House is going to witness the historical moment, the end of 135 years old colonial British rule and the beginning of new revolutionary changes which make our country future ready. Sir, on behalf of our leader, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra Eknath Shinde ji, who is the torchbearer of women empowerment and started a very important scheme like Ladki Bahin and gifted the financial freedom to the women, I would like to congratulate Honorable Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman ji. Sir, I think she is giving a very strong message of women liberation and women empowerment, not only to the country but to the entire nation. And I think, sir, she proved that चूल्हे चौके की चौखट से निकलकर नया इतिहास रचाती है। चूल्हे चौके की चौखट से निकलकर नया इतिहास रचाती है। भारत की नारी आज सिर्फ घर ही नहीं बल्कि देश की अर्थव्यवस्था भी चलाती है। मजबूत इरादे, अदम्य साहस, बुलंदियों को छूता मान है। मजबूत इरादे, बुलंद साहस, बुलंदियों को छूता मान है। अंतरिक्ष से लेकर अर्थव्यवस्था तक नारी शक्ति ही देश की शान है। Sir, I think this bill also reflects the larger vision of our Prime Minister, Honorable Narendra Modi ji. Sir, I think the technology has changed the way India banks, and this bill changes the way India proves. Sir, this is the real significance of this legislation. Sir, this bill is a bridge from 1891 to 2026, from paper to digital, from colonial era banking to future ready banking, and from digital transactions to digital justice. So let us not look at this merely as a replacement of an old rule. Let us see it as a statement of confidence in new India, and India that is digital, dynamic and ready for the future. With these words, I extend my full support to the bill, sir. Jai Shivraj, Jai Bhim, Jai Maharashtra.
Thank you. माननीय श्री संतोष कुमार पे नॉट प्रेजेंट। माननीय श्री शंभू सन पटेल जी।
आपका बहुत बहुत आभार उपसभापति महोदय। आपने मुझे द बैंकर्स बुक एविडेंस बिल 2026 पर बोलने का अवसर दिया है महोदय। मैं इस बिल के समर्थन में बोलने के लिए खड़ा हुआ हूं महोदय। महोदय, देश की आर्थिक सुरक्षा और सशक्त बैंकिंग व्यवस्था केवल पुराने कागजों से नहीं बल्कि आधुनिक और अभेद्य डिजिटल कानूनों से बनती है। यह विधेयक अंग्रेजों के जमाने के 135 साल पुराने कानून से देश को मुक्ति दिलाकर डिजिटल इंडिया को कानूनी सुरक्षा चक्र देने का ऐतिहासिक काम करेगा। महोदय, हमारी केंद्र की भाजपा और एनडीए सरकार माननीय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में देश की तरक्की के लिए, राष्ट्र के लोगों के विकास के लिए और विकसित भारत बनाने के लिए दृढ़ संकल्पित है। महोदय, केंद्र सरकार विकास की गति को बनाए रखने के लिए देश के व्यापारियों, सरकारी कर्मचारियों, देश के नागरिकों की सुविधा के लिए अंग्रेज के जमाने के 1500 से अधिक कानूनों को हमारे सरकार ने या तो निरस्त किया है या उसमें बदलाव किया है। महोदय, उसी की एक कड़ी में आज जो है ये बैंकर्स बिल जो है यह हमारी सरकार इस सदन में लेके आई है। महोदय, इस बिल के आ जाने के बाद जो 135 साल पुराना कानून था बैंकर्स बिल का, वो आज निरस्त हो जाएगा। महोदय, आज आजाद भारत का आजाद बैंकर्स के लिए आजाद बिल हम लोग को मिलेगा। महोदय, वर्तमान विधेयक बैंकर्स बुक की परिभाषा को विस्तार करते हुए बैंक के द्वारा सभी प्रकार के एविडेंस को इसमें शामिल किया गया है। इसके अंतर्गत फिजिकल, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स, डिजिटल, वर्चुअल एंड क्लाउड आधारित एविडेंस के साथ साथ बैकअप एवं डिजास्टर रिकवरी केंद्र में सुरक्षित रखे गए एविडेंस भी शामिल है। महोदय, आज के एआई के जमाने में जहां पूरी दुनिया बैंकिंग सिस्टम जो है डिजिटलाइजेशन हो गया है महोदय, और भारत आज यूपीआई, एनईएफटी, और ये निफ्ट में और आरटीजीएस में रोज नए कीर्तिमान स्थापित कर रहा है महोदय, वहीं आज नए बिल की भारत के आजाद देश के कानून के लिए यह बिल आवश्यक था महोदय। और इस बिल को आ जाने के बाद जब पहले जो सिर्फ बही खाता लेके हमारे बैंक के अधिकारी को अदालत का चक्कर लगाना पड़ता था महोदय, अब जो है आप डिजिटली जो है सारे एविडेंस को अदालत में रखा जा सकेगा महोदय। और जो दो कंपनियों के बीच में कभी कभी जो झगड़ा हो जाता था महोदय, उसमें एक पार्टी जो है किसी का पूरा बही खाता को अपने एविडेंस के रूप में मंगा लेता था, जिससे कारण उस कंपनी का पूरा जो बैंकिंग सिस्टम है उसका डिस्क्लोज होता था महोदय। अब बेवजह जो अदालत जो है बैंक के अधिकारियों को या बैंक या किसी कंपनी को या दो कंपनियों के झगड़ा में बैंकर्स को इन्वॉल्व करने के पहले उसको ऑफिशियली जो है उनको इन्फॉर्म करेंगे महोदय, और जरूरत होगा तभी बैंकर्स जो है उस बिल के ये एविडेंस को लेकर अदालत में जाएंगे महोदय। ये बिल तो बहुत महोदय 30 सेकेंड और बोल दूं महोदय, आज के इस मतलब 75 अब 80 साल आजादी को होने जा रहा है महोदय, और इस 80 साल के आजाद जो हम वर्ष मनाएंगे महोदय, और इस बैंकिंग जो एविडेंस बिल है इसके पहले मात्र 2000 ईस्वी में जब हमारे जो पुराने जो हमारे प्रधानमंत्री पहले प्रधानमंत्री अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी के जमाने में जो है सूचना प्रौद्योगिकी अधिनियम 2000 के माध्यम से इसमें बदलाव किया गया था महोदय। अब समय आपने बहुत कम दिया है महोदय, इसके लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद महोदय। मैं इस बिल का समर्थन करते हुए अपनी बात को विराम देता हूं महोदय, धन्यवाद।
माननीय शंभू जी, पार्टी समय देती है, हमने तो अतिरिक्त दिया और बैठे। माननीय श्रीमती निर्मला सीतारमन जी टू रिप्लाई द डिस्कशन।
So thank you very much, sir. So actually, before I respond to the discussion points, these are the kind of bills on which the opposition should actually take interest and participate, sir. These are very reformatory. These are going to help the country to move forward fast. And these are steps on which no one can have a difference of opinion, except if they want to suggest improvements on it. So it's such a sad state, sir, that our opposition chooses to walk out on these kind of important debates. So, you may remember, sir, Honorable Prime Minister, speaking from the Red Fort, had very clearly called for change in the mindset that is so required. He spoke about the Panch Pran, and one of the things that he had highlighted was get over the colonial mindset. So in keeping with that, I recall our senior member, Arun Singh ji, also spoke about the number of laws that have been changed, number of regulations which have been simplified, and that helps in ease of doing business. But keeping in line with the Honorable Prime Minister's advice that all the colonial laws which were written for the subjects of the Queen or the King will have to now be changed so that we give ourselves a citizen-centric facilitating act rather than one for the subjects of a royalty or the imperial force. So in that light, when we looked at the Bankers Books Evidence Bill, it is 1891 of origin. So also the way in which it had included instruments related to banking which were relevant for that period, which were largely paper-based. Whereas India has shown exemplary speed in digitizing its economy. So the instruments with which you are able to do your banking activities, your financial transactions, have all now become so phone-driven. Each customer or each bank business holder is in a position to do everything that they want to do with a simple button pressing in the phone itself. So the related aspects of doing business through a bank, commercial operations, also will have to catch up with that kind of a digitization in the financial inclusion area, financial sector. Therefore, the Bankers Books Evidence Act in 1891, which was a legislation which was paper-based, as I said, and everything depended on certified copies of bank records as evidence in legal proceedings. So if somebody had a problem transacting money from one account to another and there was a legal dispute, the bank is not a party, but even then the bankers are called to appear before the court. Or the bankers are asked to appear before the court with papers of the original transaction and so on, which also has a problem of privacy. However, at that time in 1891, this was used for legal proceedings also. But with the advent of digital and electronic record keeping, there was a necessity for bankers to be given the power to say, why not the certified copies in the courts rather than get the electronic records, which is sheer impossible. You're carrying a system, even the system which can come on your phone is not accepted as otherwise based on the 1891 Act. Therefore, the Bankers Book Evidence Act 2026, Evidence Bill 2026 is being brought before this House. We seek to repeal and replace the Bankers Book Evidence Act of 1891. Just for a moment, sir, to say, is this allowed by law? Yes, it is allowed by law, because entry 45 in the Union List, which is the list 1 of the 7th schedule to the Constitution, empowers the Parliament to repeal and re-enact an act. We are invoking that and repealing the 1891 Act and bringing in the Bankers Evidence Bill, Bankers Books Evidence Bill of 2026, which will replace the repealed 1891 Act. So the bill, among various other things that it wants to do, provides for provides for a technology-neutral legal framework for bankers' books. It recognizes electronic and digital banking records. It standardizes the certification process, facilitates the admissibility of electronic banking records. It permits authentication through manual, digital, and electronic signatures. It also, therefore, strengthens the statutory protection available to the bank officers where the bank is not a party to the proceedings by requiring the court to record the existence of a special clause, which is the feature in this new one. It suggests to the court to record the existence of a special clause before summoning them, or invoke a cause which is specialized for summoning them, empowers the central government to extend the applicability of the Act to specified financial sector entities, and also aligns the law with the contemporary banking practices. Sir, this particular Act has about 16 clauses which provides for several specific provisions, all of which will allow for the digital records to be in the form of a certified copy, which can be admitted in the court of law. I highlight a few things. Explicit legal recognition is going to be provided if this House passes this passes this bill as an act. So explicit legal recognition of electronic records. So this provides, this particular clause provides that electronic or digital records of bankers' books shall be admissible, it shall be valid and legally enforceable as evidence, subject to the conditions specified under the Act. So clauses 6 and 7 relate to that. Expanded definition of bankers' books is being brought in now. It expands the definition of bankers' books to include records maintained in written or physical form, or stored in electronic or digital form, or otherwise, either on-site or at off-site or virtual or cloud location, including backup or disaster recovery site. So that is the clause 2(1)(b), which we are bringing in now. Conditions for admissibility of electronic or digital records prescribes, this act will prescribe, once passed, the conditions to be satisfied for the admissibility, validity, enforceability of electronic and digital records of bankers' books as evidence, with an enabling provision for the central government to notify such other conditions. Standardized certificates can also be prescribed. So this act prescribes separate certificate formats for certified copies of bankers' books maintained in written or physical form or in electronic or digital form, as specified in the first schedule and the second schedule respectively. So again, the central government may by notification modify the certificates and specify in the rules. This is clause 3 and clause 12 read with the first schedule and the second schedule of the act, sir. So defines, this act also will define the expression special cause, which I mentioned when I opened up the remarks. The special cause will be a part of this bill if passed as an act. It will give the basis for summoning a bank officer to produce bankers' books or appear as a witness in legal proceedings to which the bank is not a party. There can be a case where two people are fighting, commercial case, the bank is not even a party. Today they are all being asked to come and stand before the court, which is their duty, they will do it. But is there a reason why they should be called in a dispute which is not involving the bank at all? So we are now giving a clause through which a special cause can be invoked by the courts, whereupon they can ask the bank to come and appear, even if it's not a party. And therefore, the evidence and everything, even if they're electronic, can be taken and that can be made applicable. Sir, so the special cause can be invoked. I also, in this context, understand, and also the points which I mentioned a bit earlier, appreciate the point made by Sri Niranjan Reddy of the YSRCP about can there be a committee which therefore authorizes instead of the, every time the government having to come to the parliament. Whilst I appreciate the point made, more than the ease which provides it for the government will not hesitate to come before the House to seek their approval and be accountable to the House. So the point which you have made is well taken, Honourable Member, but I would like to assure that the government will be happy to come and stand before the House to explain. So I think, sir, largely every member has spoken, understanding the importance of this act, which is being brought in this context. I particularly thank Sri Rajendra Jain of the NCP, who appreciated the digitization efforts which are being undertaken, and therefore an act of this nature is important, and also for his extending his party's support. Similarly, Sri Vaddiraju Garu from the BRS for supporting this bill. I also thank DMDK's member Sudesh also extending the support, and Shiv Sena's Jyoti Vagmareji for also extending her support for this bill. I particularly thank senior member Sri Thambiduraiji for taking this whole thing in a very positive context to see the importance of such amendments which are continuously being undertaken by our government. So I thank Sri Thambiduraiji, particularly when he speaks about the cyber security related aspects, and TDP's Bhashyam Ramakrishna ji, who's a new member, but who has spoken about the importance of digital amendments which are coming through. So there is just one point which I want to highlight. Member Dhanapal of AIADMK seeks clarification on clause 4 to extend the provision to other financial sector entities. So the banking and financial sector has evolved significantly in this country over the past few decades. with the emergence of NBFCs, payment aggregators, fintech companies and other service providers having a pan-India presence. These entities perform an important role, sir, in fulfilling the banking and financial needs of the common people. So it is therefore necessary that whenever and wherever required, they are provided a similar evidential framework. This, therefore, Clause 4 enables the central government to act and to extend the act to other regulated financial entities through notification, ensuring that uniform evidentiary framework across all the financial sector is available. So, Shri Manas Ranjanji from BJD also spoke of data security, privacy to be given highest priority, also spoke about authenticity of electronic records for courts, and that we should strengthen public confidence. So the bill permits banking records to be produced either in physical or electronic form, as the case may be. So that is already being enabled through this new bill which is coming. The bill actually strengthens public confidence by providing a clear, secure and transparent legal framework for the use of banking records in legal proceedings, while fully safeguarding the privacy and the confidentiality of customers. So largely, I think I've addressed most of the concerns of members. In case I've missed out on anything, I'm sorry, I can always meet them in person and talk about it. So I'm grateful that you've given me an opportunity to reply for the debate.
Honorable members, the question is that the Bankers Books Evidence Bill 2026 as passed by Lok Sabha be taken into consideration. Those in favor will please say aye. Aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The motion is adopted. We shall now take up clause by clause consideration of the bill. Clause 2 stands part of the bill. Those in favor will please say aye. Aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clause 2 is adopted. Clause 3 stands part of the bill. There is one amendment. Number 6 by Dr. V. Shivadasan. Dr. V. Shivadasan, not present. I shall now put clause 3 to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clause 3 is adopted. Clause 4 stands part of the bill. There are two amendments. Number 1 by Dr. John Britas. Are you moving the amendment?
No, sir.
Moving? No. Not moving.
I understand that, yeah.
Not moving. Dr. V. Sivadasan, number 7 by Dr. V. Sivadasan, not present. Amendments, not moved. I shall now put clause 4 to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clause 4 is adopted. Clause 5 stands part of the bill. There is one amendment. Number 8 by Dr. V. Shivadasan, not present. I shall now put clause 5 to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clause 5 is adopted. Clause 6 stands part of the bill. Those in favor will please say aye. Aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clause 6 is adopted. Clause 7 stands part of the bill. There are two amendments. Number 2 by Sriman A. Rahim, not present. Number 9 by Dr. V. Shivadasan, not present. I shall now put clause 7 to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clause 7 is adopted. Clause 8 stands part of the bill. There is one amendment. Number 3 by Sriman A. Rahim, not present. Amendment not moved. I shall now put clause 8 to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clause 8 is adopted. Clause 9 stands part of the bill. There is one amendment. Number 10 by Dr. V. Shivadasan. Not present. Amendment not moved. I shall now put clause 9 to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clause 9 is adopted. Clause 10 stands part of the bill. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clause 10 is adopted. Clause 11 stands part of the bill. There is one amendment. Number 4 by Sriman A. Rahim. Not present. Amendment not moved. I shall now put clause 11 to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clause 11 is adopted. Insertion of new clause 1A. There is one amendment. 11A.